What up?
Hi.
I I I'd like to say that I'm going to confuse everyone again. Okay. 3 months ago I was like YOLO and I changed all the names, right? I changed all my social media names. Now, the good thing is they were all changed to the same name. Whereas before they were also different. Okay. Where's this going? So, I'm not that much. Okay, you can tell me what you think. I don't feel like I'm that creative of a person. Like, I'm sort of creative.
You're creative, but maybe not like a painter kind of creative.
Okay, some people are like they can go into fantasy, right? Like they can have like an alternative life in their mind. Like they have another wife and kids in another world somewhere else. Like they have a great fantasy. They can just go off and live this life, right? In their mind, they're their most romantic what is the word? Like like they're the coolest version of them. That person exists, right? They can exist there.
Okay.
Now, I don't have that, but I do have the neurotic version of that, right? So instead of feeling like I could go off into fantasy about, like, who knows? Why am I even going there? That doesn't matter. What's important is that I do the opposite of fantasy. I have identity crisis right in my head, not even out loud. Like, I don't sit you down and discuss. Do I? Maybe I do. You tell me.
Your identity?
Do I have identity crisis out loud? Do I share them with you?
Not a lot.
So.
You've mentioned it.
Have I? Okay.
Sort of.
Okay, so. Okay, sorry, this is complex. Let's try to explain some shit no one cares about.
Yes, doctor.
So, I hired a food blog coach. She's not a YouTube coach. It's specifically for a blog, which I just want to point that out. And she instantly looked, like she was looking at all my shit. She was like, your name and your branding is trash, right? She was like, Modest Dish, what the fuck is that? She's like, there's no personality. She said she liked the name I had before. She was like, Anarchist Kitchen, Rich Bitch. She's like, that shit's better. We're not going backwards, but I thought that was funny. And she was like, that shit's better. Modest Dish, what the fuck? What she said was so funny. She said, vegan chicken tenders. What's modest about that shit? She's like, what the fuck's modest about that? And I was like, I don't have an answer. And I was like, all right, because I have no answer, you win, right? We can change the name, whatever you think is fucking classy. Okay. So she's, she has like all these ideas. She's like, maybe here's some names. This is the avenue we could go. Maybe here's some logo branding idea. Like she's got all these ideas, which is why I'm paying her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, dude, you're really good at this. And then she said that she had just hired this other company, which I had heard of this company, and this company's they're really fancy. And she hired them to essentially do for her what she's doing for me. Mm. And the way she said it was, I'm so in it, like I can't see it for myself. Like I can see it for anyone else because she's not in their shit, Mm-hmm. She's on the outside. She can just connect all those dots, and I have a theory about this, and I feel like that's a tangent, so we're not going there. Sorry.
Thank you, doctor.
So, and when she said, like, I'm so in it, I can't see it, I'm like, dude, you just described my life. You just described, like, I can only guess why people listen to this. I have no idea. Like, seriously, like, I don't know. Which is in part why I didn't really make any announcements when I changed my name a few months ago, because I just didn't think people would care. I wasn't like, I don't know. It makes no, like if I was, okay, who cares? Moving along. Sorry. This is because we're talking about neurotic things. My brain is extra fucking jumpy.
Okay.
And you probably can't tell the difference. I'm feeling it. That's what counts. So where is this going?
So you're talking about potentially changing things again?
Yeah. Well, okay, so I had mentioned, I was like, oh, I should give a heads up because last time I changed everything, I confused everybody, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm not shocked. So everyone's like, what the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they were confused the first time, and I'm like, fuck, I'm about to confuse everyone again. This shit is now getting rude. So I just need to let everyone know I'm about to confuse you with a new name change. You're going to be like, where did she go? Who the fuck is this person I didn't mean to follow? It's like, it's me. That's what's going on. Okay. So surprisingly, I've gotten a lot of feedback on, feedback is a strong word, more like a conversation on Instagram about the name change and I'm not going to quote anyone because you guys know how I feel about quoting people's wrong. I don't know. I feel like you're just going to quote them wrong. You're going to misstate everything. You're going to put your own 2 cents in and then say they said it and then defend your own thoughts. To me,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. But let's try a little bit of that anyway. Hang on, one sip. That's not a contribution, but thank you. Sorry. So, oh yeah. So
Continue.
on Instagram, everyone's like, we like Anarchist Kitchen better, which nobody's more sentimental about that name than me. So I appreciate the fanfare, but it's not coming back. Oh, and then people are like, yeah, Modest Dish. Like some people are like, oh, I'm just finally accepting it and now you're going to change it, you bastard. But there's a lot of other people that are like, dude, fuck Modest Dish. Like what? Like that, like it's like somebody said, it's like I went from like, something, I forget what the word was, but like anarchist blah 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 to like Mormon housewife or some shit with Modest Dish. And this is where the conversation about being a creative person comes in. I have a story to tell that has nothing to do with any of this, but I just need to get this out. Okay. There's a lame ass story coming at the end. Okay. So Modest Dish seems like some religious shit, right? Like I'm gonna feed you a wholesome fucking meal and we're just gonna talk. I almost said homeless.
Wait, what?
Wholesome. My brain instantly switched it to homeless. Okay, stop it, brain. So, Anarchist Kitchen. I'm not gonna get into that. That shit is that. I mean, that's the ultimate neurotic, mind-blowing conversation where I won't be able to speak a clear sentence. But long story short is, I was like, dude, I need to shake that fucking neurotic death. I need to shake it away. I need some space. So instead of taking an inch of space, I overshot. Yeah. I went from Anarchist Kitchen to Modest Dish. We just overshot, way too overcorrected, and now the ship is okay. So
you went from Eugene, Oregon to Salt Lake City.
Well, this is going somewhere. I'm sorry. This doesn't sound like I'm going anywhere, but this is going somewhere. So this weird name situation is just a representation of there is no me. There's just no me. There's no a solid, I can point to this thing and say, this is who I am. This is my personality. This is what I stand for. But
that's just your perspective of yourself.
I know. And that's where it's tricky because it's like, I feel like people who listen to my bullshit, they could probably all come to a common ground on what they enjoy, but I'm in it. I can't for sure say what the group is seeing from me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, I don't have that level of self-awareness. And there is a concern if I did, like, wouldn't that like fuck you up? Wouldn't if you had So, I mean, self-awareness is good, but what if you had some sort of self-awareness and now you know what to be like more... I feel like I would put on more masks if I knew what I needed to be hiding. But since I have no idea, I'm just like, let that freak flag show. Like, who knows what's going on there? So we'll just let it all hang out because I'm not really sure what all I should be not letting hang out. Okay, so the name changes are extreme because there is not a solid personality. Now, a coach they're going to work through that. They're going to talk to you. They're going to see you from the outside, and then they're going to pull strong pieces that they feel like everybody else is seeing that you're not seeing. And then you're going to be like, wow, that does make more sense than modest dish. Thank you, right? So the reason why I mention like the creative bullshit, like being a creative person, is because I have moments like this chick's like, oh, you're trying to pull some Mormon vibes. And it's like, you know what? Sometimes I try to do that. In my mind, I have like this neurotic moment where I'm like, wait a minute. Am I like an in the closet, like wholesome person? Seriously, I have these moments where this is like a serious crisis in my mind where I'm like, it's revealed to me. I'm actually been fighting my wholesomeness this whole time. I need to fucking lean into that shit. You're laughing, but it's so true. And then I'll be in situations that are really fucking wholesome. And it's like, I don't know. Okay, so before I hired the food blog lady. I paid her a bunch of fucking money. And then I'm like, fuck, dude, I need to get a job. I'm such a fucking hippie. I just need to get a job and get over this situation that I'm in. So I spend $6. I spend 45 minutes on the bus going to this this crappy this restaurant. That shit is rude.
Dingy piece of shit. No.
It's not, dude. That shit was rude. All right. Sorry. I really retract all statements. Don't quote me. This is why we don't quote people. All right. I did say it. You could actually quote me. So I get to this restaurant and they're like, I'm having an interview with the manager, which is he's just reinforcing the vibe. Like, I feel the vibes when I walk in. It's some wholesome fucking vibes. I talk to the manager and I'm like, dude, he's laying the wholesome on thick. I'm like, before I went there, I seriously was having this crisis of, I think I'm actually wholesome. I need to just pack it in, right? I need to, okay, I've already said it. I need to be wholesome because that's who I truly am, and I've been lying to myself this whole time. This is what I had. I get to this restaurant, I'm having this interview, and I'm like, no, dude, no, we are not wholesome. This is not a good fit. I was just like, yeah, okay. So these are the depths of my identity crisis / fantasies. My fantasies are like, oh, maybe and I've really had this thought multiple times over the last, 20 years, where I just have this moment where I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like an in the closet laundromat owner. I need to fucking buy a laundromat and live that life. Like, I seriously have these visions that are so out of touch. I mean, this is a statement of how disconnected I am from myself when I start picking things and I'm like, this is who I really am. Okay, enough of that. I have a story, but I just want to think for just 2 seconds before I tell it. If I'm forgetting anything else about the change, the upcoming change. The change that will confuse you about who the fuck is this person I'm following. Thumbs down. Okay, so this was hilarious. Sorry. It's not going to sound hilarious, but I'm going to repeat it because this shit made me happy.
Okay.
So the other day, my sister called me, and we usually text, so talking, it was goddamn special, right?
Sounds wholesome.
Thank you. And she's bitching about her job. She works at a fancy grocery store. We're not naming... It's not Whole Foods. It's actually fancier than Whole Foods, but we're not going to name names. She's like, whatever you do, if you repeat this story to anyone, do not say my name or my job. I was like, duh. Okay, moving along. So she's bitching about, because her job is so fancy, everybody there is fancy. But people complain about everything because why not? Why do people complain about anything? So she was telling me this story about like every story ended with her being like, take it up with management, right? Of her wanting to tell people to go fuck themselves. I was like, yeah, you should definitely keep working customer service.
Yeah.
I'd like to pat myself on the back real quick while talking shit on her customer service skills. When I was a waitress, it was like anything goes. It's like the Wild West in my world. It's like there's no rules off limit. Like anything is possible. Like I'm a waitress. It's like if you need it, I can make it happen. At no point is it like you're breaking the rules. You need to leave. It's like, you know what? You just created new rules and I will abide by all of them. Wild West. Okay. So she's telling me all these stories of like people being ridiculous and her being annoyed and her wanting them to take it up with management. And so the look on your face, you're already not amused, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. So every story is building on the last, right? Mm-hmm. This person is $10 for this drink. And she's just like, you drove here. You know what to expect, right? You know, take it up with management. Okay. Like, or, you know, like we have to charge for bag. Like people being like, I got to pay for that. Right. You know? Oh, this one where she was saying, that, what was it? It was dragon fruit. She said it's like $14.99 a pound. Mm-hmm. And so a dragon fruit costs usually like $22 or whatever. So people lose their fucking mind when they're buying a dragon fruit. And she's just like, she has no patience. I mean, she probably fakes it, but when she's explaining it to me, no patience, all rage. So she's telling me each story of more and more frustration. Why are the aisles so close together? Why are the carts so big? Why do I have to pay for this? Why is this so expensive? Like she said, people will buy like a bag of like, you know, like nuts or seeds or something from the bulk, and it's just like $1 million, and then they lose their shit. Okay. And I was like, aren't these people rich? And she was like, yeah, they are. She's like, well, she's like, some of them I can't tell, but some of these people, they might just be, you know, faking the funk. Okay. So this is the one that really got me, dude, because she felt so fucking like by the books. Oh my God, no one's gonna find this amazing. This was so amazing. The smile on my face, I can't get any bigger. She's telling the story how she lives in the state of California, all right? And they have a tax on, I don't remember, bottles of some sort, right? So if you buy, I don't know if it's water or soda. I don't know. When you buy, so if you buy this 6-pack, there's this, you know, I think it's like 5 cents or 10 cents on every individual bottle. Mm-hmm. Okay. So her job has this program where you earn, I guess, points or something. So maybe people come in and they have all these points, and now they think like, okay, I'm just going to charge it to the game, and then there's no bill, right? Mm-hmm. But there is a bill because they bought like this pack of soda or whatever, this pack of beer, I don't know what it is. And so they think their bill is going to be 0, and it should be 0 by logic. But because of the tax, it's like, all right, you owe us 90 cents, and people lose their shit. And here's the thing that just makes me so happy, and well, it's not happy. It makes me so fucking, it just is so dumb and happy. Okay. In her mind, this is what she wants to yell, okay? This is what she wants to declare to every dumbass who thinks like that it's bullshit or that thinks it's confusing. Why do I have to pay, right? This is what she said. She was like, you dumbass, there's a CR wait, what was it? CRV tax. And then she named the tax. She was like, California refund. No, wait. Sorry. CRV, California refund value, I think is what it's called. But she named, like, when she told me the story, she named it so fast. She was like, it's been going on for years. Where have you been? She was enraged and she knew the name like that. I was like, dude, you sound like a rogue cop who just like named some sort of rare misdemeanor, and like you named, like you went off on the name and you were just like, how could you make this infraction? And then you named the infraction and then you're so enraged that nobody respects the rules. I was like, dude, you sound like a rogue cop. I don't know. This shit made me really happy. And as long as you hear the happiness, you don't have to actually hear the humor of the story. Just hear my joy. That shit made me so happy. I was like, why can't I be a fucking stickler? Why am
She
I
should be a cop.
Why am I Wild West? Why am I like, oh, you just made up something. Let's go with it, right? Whereas her, she's like, she's got like the fucking legal names for things. She's like, this is what's going on here. We're playing it by the books. You're paying this 90 cents. Where have you been all these years? I don't know. This shit made me happy. Well, that was about 21 minutes of nothing. Do you have anything more structured and interesting?
I don't think so.
Less joyful, more followable?
My experience at a health food store wasn't as annoying, I guess.
Why? I feel like you weren't into it. Well, I mean, I feel like you were. Like, I don't remember you bitching. But
Yeah,
I just remember you being like, that's not what you wouldn't do that again.
Well, no. I don't really like standing at a register for 6 hours.
Dude, I
8
love
hours.
it. Dude, I worked at 7-Eleven once. That shit was rad. I was way into it. That could be a career. Okay. We're going to work on the blog. Peace.